The Homegrown National Park Project is really a grassroots effort to bring nature home to the City of Toronto. So many people in Canada live outside wild areas. We all live in cities. And so we really want an opportunity for people to connect with nature where they live, which is in an urban environment. And we're really excited to be recruiting people, local residents, businesses, and local organizations to kind of work together to create a green space right in the heart of the city. We've been so lucky at the David Suzuki Foundation. There's so many awesome volunteers who want to get involved and work with us. And so we've recruited 21 amazing people who share our vision and our mission for a sustainable future for our city and a happier, healthier city.
My name's Aiden Nolan.
I'm Franny Bergschneider.
I'm Jean Trendle.
I'm studying environmental and sustainability education.
I'm a biomedical/human factors engineer.
My wife saw it online, and with my background in landscape architecture, horticulture, arboriculture, and my passion for beautifying the city sort of worked out hand in hand.
I think making Ward 19 a greener place is something that would be near and dear to most people who live in the ward, and this seems like a perfect platform to get people out and involved and engaged in that goal.
So I'm Jode Roberts, and I'm the project lead for the Homegrown National Park Project. It's a project that was conceived of as a result of the work of author Douglas Tallamy in the States and Richard Louv, another author, both who were dealing with native species in urban settings and connecting people with nature. Our ambition is to crowdsource a green corridor through the heart of Toronto, starting with Ward 19. And the ecological kind of spine of this project and this area of the city is the former Garrison Creek, which back when the City of Toronto was founded was an active creek that people fished salmon from. And you could actually canoe from the waterfront, which at that point was where the Gardiner is right now, around Bathurst Street. And people could canoe all the way up to Bloor Street, where Bathurst subway station is. So now, of course, you cannot, unless you portage the entire way, because by 1880, we had put a cap over top of Garrison Creek and run a sewer line beside it. So now it's part of the hard infrastructure of the city, so it's buried and lost. Part of this project is to connect people with that ecological past, to connect us with the Garrison Creek. But also we want to stretch people's idea of green space in an urban setting. So right now people, when they think green space in an urban setting, they think of parks primarily. We want to stretch that definition to think of the urban space as an ecosystem and also as a corridor like the Garrison. So we want to connect the green dots between parks like Christie Pitts and Trinity Bellwoods and Bickford and these other amazing parks that seem like isolated little bowls of green. We want to connect those.
Ward 19 is changing, so nature is really important because if we don't work to sustain it and preserve it, it will be gone.
That's really it, is, you know, it's obviously our home and taking care of our home and being good stewards for future generations.
A Saturday for me as a boy might have been going out to the woods, building a fort, catching some frogs in the pond. Opportunities that my son living downtown doesn't have, but I think an initiative like this can start to bring some of those joys back into the kids' lives.
I mean, I grew up playing baseball at Christie Pitts Park and hanging out in different parks with my friends and my family. And when I think back on my childhood, those are the things I really remember.
Ward 19 really has such a huge potential in its green space, and that just inspires us to want to try and make a bigger impact.
Living in a big city, I think it's easy for people to become disconnected to nature and the natural world around them. You simply stop seeing it, and I think that we often forget that we are a part of nature, and in order for us to live more harmoniously with our environment, we really need to remember that.
The interesting thing is the science is really catching up with what we all know intuitively, that nature is really good for us. So the research is showing that greener communities, people are happier, people are living longer, people are less lonely, and I think that's what we all want for our communities. These park rangers, more than anything, are going to be planting seeds, so new people are involved. New people are planting tomatoes and corn and planting native plants and creating bird and butterfly corridors throughout Ward 19.
So for me, the key of this project is to raise awareness of the fact that nature is around us. A lot of people think that nature is something that's far, far off in a conservation reserve or a park that's a couple hours to get to. Nature is in our backyards, and we just need to create more of that and to connect people with nature.